Right at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 10. I feel so sorry for BRET. I really like her. I like her as a person, but I feel so sorry for her. But you know what I thought about this morning? Women as a whole, we're like deceived. We're very deceived and we're delusional, most of us. And the signs could be right there in front of our heads and we won't see them. We won't see them because we're delusional. We're delusional. And it's just women as a whole, which is why I go so hard over here at this channel, Church Girls Want to Get Married To. I go hard and I go raw and I go low and I go dirty because we need to wake up as women and we need to stop being emotional and begin to be analytical. And like BRET, like many of us, we're not being analytical. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. Thank you for your love and support with my books. I'm going to be trying to do some readings. I know you guys just been asking me for so much dating content, but I'm going to try to do some reading over the weekend. I'm supposed to go live on Kimberly's channel today. I think, Kimberly, please email me. I don't know, but I'll keep you posted. I know you guys want me to do some readings from 23 Times. So, God, that is available on Amazon. And, of course, The Naked Wife and 10 Years a Girlfriend. Okay, I love you and adore you. Watch that shameful video I did on Ready to Love. That's another thing I need to come back and do the cast for Ready to Love. Okay, so Dr. Viviana meets with BRET and Ryan. And again, these are two people that I really like. I've liked them from the beginning. It's episode 10, and I still like them. I usually don't really dislike people. There's very few people I dislike. But these are two people that I like. This is one couple. I like them individually, though they are not right for each other. And I told y'all, I said it from the beginning, before they got married. I told you guys, I said, no, Ryan is not going to like BRET. I just knew Ryan was not going to like her. I just knew she is not his type. I like BRET, but BRET is it's just very typical. You know, she's tomboyish. She's very hard. You know, it's just not a woman that Ryan would like. I love her red hair. I have red hair too. And I like her, but unfortunately, Ryan doesn't like her. And like her like that, okay? And so they meet with Dr. Viviana, fake Dr. Viviana. And do you notice anything in this picture? Look at how Ryan is sitting. Do you see how he's sitting? Do you see how he has his foot up? Meaning, stay away from me. Do not come any closer. BRET she's all drawn in. She's very into him, and he's just like with his foot up, and that's like, don't come any closer. How many of you remember Keith did that? Do y'all remember that? You probably really don't. Keith and Iris, Keith did that. And I was like, well, I kind of knew he was going to stay with Iris. But anyways, one of the things we need to do, ladies, is we need to learn how to read men. So look, this clip, they had just sat down. Dr. Vivian, I love her dress. She said, let's start with how things are going. So she just sat down. They just sat down. Ryan puts his foot up, you know, which is telling Brett, stay over there. Brett is all leaned in. Why? He don't like her. And one of the things Dr. Viviana asks, are you affectionate? And he says, I'm affectionate. Brett goes ahead and kind of, yes, 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 yes. And she's answering it for him. And he said, I'm touchy feely. And Brett says, yes, he is. And she said, oh, he's the most affectionate man I've ever been with. Brett, if Ryan is the most affectionate man you've ever been with, I'm afraid to see the other guys you've dated. Because from what we've seen, right? Ryan hasn't really, I haven't seen Ryan touch her independent of her touching him. Okay. So you'll see Brett has her hand on his legs, on his shoulder. I do that with Mike when we're driving. Touching is important. Amen. A married couple, married people. It's important to touch, okay? Touch. If you're driving, have your hand on his leg or on his back. But we haven't seen Ryan touching her independent of him. Like, you see how she's leaned in, her knees is crossed open towards him. His legs is closed with his hand on his foot. And it's really just because he's just not feeling her, okay? And so he's telling Dr. Viviana, he says, Brett said, well, I like him. And Dr. Viviana said, do you like her? And she said, I like her, but, okay. He's like, I don't want to get into anything and I don't want to reciprocate and I'm not trying to go there if I'm not really there. And this is what I've been telling you. Ryan then says, and I mean, I'm sure you've picked up on that. No, she did not. Dr. Viviana asked her, have you picked up on that? And she said no. And I'm like, Brett, how could you not pick up on Ryan is not that into you? You know why? Because as women, I think we judge men emotions based on how we feel about them and not how they show us. Okay. So I was in the comment section this morning because I decided to kind of sleeping lately on the couch and just chill. And I'm reading the comments and I commented to some of the comments. And a lot of you guys were saying, well, he needs to tell her. But men do not tell. It's a very small percent, 99.99999% of the men will not say, I don't like you. You know what they will do? They will show you. They will show you that they are not interested. And we want men to tell us, but they don't. In writing, we have something called show not tell. It's a big issue for a lot of writers. And for writers like myself who write nonfiction, trying to write fiction, it's something. I mean, I'm taking a whole video. I've been listening for 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks on show not tell, because we like to tell. And women, you like to tell men how you feel. And you think they're supposed to tell you too, but they don't. They show us. So the girl is cold. Tell it. The girl is cold. Don't tell us the girl is cold, Janice. Show us the girl is cold. How do you show that the girl is cold? She quivers. She pulls her sweater tight. She rubs her hands. The girl shivers. She rubs her hands and she pulls her sweater closer to her. What that tells you, it tells you she's cold. I don't have to say she's cold, right? Because based on her, she's shivering, she's pulling her sweaters, she's rubbing her hands. It tells you she's cold. So men do not tell us, I don't like you like that. They show us. How do they show us? Right here. He's showing her. In my book, 10 Years a Girlfriend, you will read the number of women, even in this book, that the men will say, I don't want to get married. I'm not ready to get married yet. And the woman will sit down and wait 10 years for the man to marry them, when he is in fact showing, you're not the one. He's wasting your time. He's trying to buy time. And even though he says, I don't want to get married, I'm not ready to get married yet, he is in fact showing you that he don't want to marry you. It's just the you part is silent. So Ron and Dr. Viviana, I'm standing there like, why are you being such an idiot, Dr. Viviana? You know he's not going to say it because he says it. He says right here, and I mean, I'm sure you've picked up on that. Why? They're not going to tell us, ladies. They're going to show us. And she says, no, I have not picked up on it. And Ryan says, and Dr. Viviana asks, well, what are you waiting for? What is it? You want to feel butterflies? He says, yes. I want to be speechless. I want my breath taken away. And the butterflies are exactly what I've been waiting to feel. This is why I want to interview Ryan. Because I think Ryan, he has so much information we can learn from. Because Ryan is saying exactly what I've been trying to tell you, ladies. When the man sees you, immediately he has to be sexually attracted to you. He has to want you. He has to think you're the prettiest thing on God's green earth. And then for him to be willing to lay his life down for us. He wants to be speechless. I want my breath taken away. And the butterflies are exactly what I've been waiting to feel. So they don't feel that. They don't want that. See, you think you make him come climb the wall, call Jesus, and that's it. It's not that for men. It's something else. And he just don't feel it. And it's okay. But he's not going to say, I don't feel it to her. Because men know we're emotional. We're going to cry. I'm like, oh my God, but I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I love you. Why don't you want me? Why don't you want to die for me? When a man, a true man, not Pookie Rare, Tyrone, or Scrub, who wants us to provide for them and take care of them, and they can't take care of themselves, so they hook up with you and ask you to marry them, and you think you got something. This is why a lot of the women come up on my comment section going on and on about Gil. We already know they have a Gil at home. They don't know what it's like to have a man to provide for you and take care of you and provide for you and protect you. They don't know that. But when a true man, I mean somebody who is going to operate in the three anointings of a husband, profess, provide, protect, and there are others, but these are the big ones. I'm going to do that video in the morning. When you really feel speak to a man that wants to profess, provide, and protect, which is what Jesus does for the church, baby, it will change your life. But what I want you ladies to understand, when a man, a true man, asks you to marry him, He is in fact dying. He is in fact laying his life down for you. And this is why some men will shack up with you. Even Pookies and Raries and Tyrone. They will shack up with you for 10 years. Build their lives. Get themselves established, because you know you're playing the mama role, and leave you and your babies and go meet Bertha and marry her in 6 months. You know why? Because he wants to die for her. This is why y'all need to stop being girlfriends. Stop being 10 years of girlfriends. Stop wasting your life on a man trying to convince him that you are the one. If you have to convince him you're the one, baby, you are not the one. It's something he has to know. I told you, my husband married me because to him, I was what he was looking for. Condoleezza Rice, Michelle Obama, Mary Poppins, Janet Jackson. Watch my video on what my husband was looking for. And so for those of you in the comments saying he needs to tell, he's not going to tell her. Men are not going to tell us, ladies, because they don't tell, they show. That's why you have to watch a man's actions. Everything you need to know about a man, pay attention to how he acts. Just pay attention. You don't need to know anything else. Just pay attention to how he acts. He can't love you and beating you behind. If you love me, as the Bible says, you would love me as your own body. Are you abusing your body? So how you going to abuse me? So the ladies dating for marriage, they're not going to tell us. They're going to show us, because men don't tell, they show. I have to run. I love you. Remember to show me love on my books on Amazon. I appreciate the love and support. And of course, my t-shirts available on Etsy, Teespring, Redbubble. Teespring is linked below this video, so check that out. Let me know what you think. Have you been in a situation where you, please tell me, please marry me, when you gonna marry me? And it's been 55 years he's been shacking up with your girl. He told you 54 years and 9 months ago. My daddy and many men says, man knows by 3 months. By 3 months. If you're the one. I love you. I have to go. Bye. Wear my Weekend Feels t-shirt. Oh, I just love the weekends. Don't you love the weekends? Bye, guys.